The NFL is maintaining its ratings gains over last year on a combination of more competitive games, teams in big markets performing well as some new emerging stars on the field. Now, TV viewership through Monday night's games is up over 5% from last year to 16.7 million people. And digital viewership is tiny, but it is growing fast, up 49% over last year, with an average of over 500,000 viewers per game. Now, taking this in stride, looking at the big picture here, 46 of the top 50 TV shows this fall since the start of September have been NFL games. And this season's NFL gains stand in stark contrast to the NBA, which has seen its ratings decline about 20% on TNT as well as ESPN. Mavericks owner Mark Cuban blaming the decline in part on cord cutting, saying fans need to be able to watch games outside cable TV, noting that the NFL benefits from being on broadcast TV. Now, as the NFL's gains continue if they continue through the rest of the year, it really should boost the league's negotiating power as some of those rights come available over the next couple of years. Guys, back over to you.
Julia, thank you for bringing that to us. Jonathan, what do you think about that? The fact that you've got Mark Cuban saying, look, fans should be able to see it wherever they have a screen, not just on what the NFL decides is the place where they're going to see it. What do you make of that?
I think that you'll see a shift to being able to watch where you physically are. And the NFL, and I'm not involved, I should state that my brother and John Mara really are the spokespersons for the New York Giants. But knowing a little bit, obviously the TV contract a new one is being negotiated in real time. And there are so many new avenues for a fan to watch. But it's interesting because really in today's world where you can time shift any show that you want,
right,
sports is the last vestige.
Real time.
It's the last vestige of appointment TV.
When you look at what the ratings have done for NFL already this season, how much of that do you think is directly attributable to the spread of sports gambling nationwide?
That is certainly a big influence. Obviously, if you are betting on a certain game, you're going to watch to see what happens, and you're going to watch till the bitter end, because there are many games that are won on a field goal with 3 seconds left, and also fantasy football. And when you look at how popular gaming and fantasy football are, more people are staying home and watching.
How are the Giants preparing for gambling? And will there come a day where I'm going to be able to bet from my seat at MetLife Stadium or bet in a kiosk that you may own? You getting ready for that?
Well, I think the NFL is getting ready for it. And the NFL, as you know, has a relationship with all 32 teams. And they work together on deciding how revenue comes into the NFL, is split amongst the 32 franchises. So I'm sure the NFL is in constant conversation about how this is all going to unfold.
So I want to go back to, Julia laid out the very nice ratings picture for the NFL. But when I look at games, and I watch a lot of ball games, there are a lot of empty seats in a lot of stadiums around the league. And the Giants have had a rough year. There are going to be a lot of empty seats when I go next weekend to see them play Miami, two teams that are at the bottom of the league. How is the league going to address that, where people can watch ultimately anywhere they are? The millennials may want to be on their couch and they don't want to go out to the games.
It is a very big question that the NFL and the teams are thinking about every single day. And to recreate the experience at home, which you can do in your man cave or your woman cave with a 90-inch screen and not have to get into a car and eat the food when you want to eat it, that's something that the
and
game
deal with
experience
parking and et cetera, et cetera.
And traffic, parking, but there's still nothing like the fact that you're going to a game between the Giants and the Dolphins says to me that you want that in-person experience.
Is the NFL, our team owners, having to innovate the same way that you're doing with your hotels, with experiential locations or with malls?
Oh, very much so. If you look at the next generation of stadiums, if you look at what the Rams are building in LA, if you look at what the Raiders are building in Las Vegas, if you look at what Jerry Jones and his family built at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, these are unique buildings also with us at MetLife, a few miles from here. These are really unique buildings that are about the experience.
These are entertainment venues
very
as much
so.
as anything. You go to the Atlanta Stadium.
Very much so.
And
it's exactly what we're doing in the hotel business with the hotels that we're under construction with, because we are partnering with sports teams.
Right.
We just opened in Arlington, Texas, with the Texas Rangers as our partner. We have a hotel opening in St. Louis in February with the St. Louis Cardinals as our partner. So it's a way for us as a fairly small company to create immersive destinations, multiple demand generators. It's sports, it's retail, it's food and beverage. And so that is an avenue of growth for us, but it goes back to your point, Contessa, it's about the experience.
All right, I know that you're not one of the operating heads of the New York Giants, but they have had a long stretch of disappointing seasons. People are saying in this town that the coach is on the hot seat, the general manager is on the hot seat. I'd like to get your thoughts on that and what changes might be coming there, and also some thoughts about Eli Manning, who's going to be back in the lineup this weekend. Is this his swan song this year?
So there are 4 games left in the season. As a fan and as a co-owner, obviously, it has been very disappointing. But this is not the venue to discuss what happens when the season ends in late December. There's plenty of time, and there are others, one who has the same last name as I do, and our partners at the Maras, who we have been partners with since 1991. Steve and John will have those conversations, and they will take into consideration all of the issues. When it relates to Eli, there is no finer family than the Manning family, and Eli is a first-class guy. And he will be back on the field in Philadelphia Monday night, and we'll see what happens to his career when the Giants season ends in a couple weeks. But he will be able to show us that he is a first-class person, and he is the classiest act around. And I'm sure he will go out there. He's been training all season long. He shows up at every practice. He participates, and he will be there Monday night, ready to play against the Philadelphia Eagles.